All right, let's talk about something that pretty much affects all of us every single day, but we barely ever stop to think about it. Our relationship with technology at work, and more importantly, how we can make it a whole lot better.
I mean, seriously, have you ever had one of those days? You're just trying to get one simple thing done, but it feels like every single app, every login screen, every system is just actively conspiring to ruin your day.
Well, if that feeling sounds familiar, you are so not alone. In fact, research from Gartner dropped this bombshell. Nearly half, we're talking 47% of all digital workers are battling what they call digital friction. And this isn't just, a small annoyance. It's a massive wall that's literally stopping people from doing their best work.
So how in the world do we fix a problem that big? Well, that's exactly what we're going to break down. We'll start by digging into our digital struggle. Then we'll define the solution, DEX. We'll look at why it matters so much, walk through a 6-step plan, talk about the real-world challenges, and wrap up with a big takeaway for the future.
Okay, we've laid out the problem pretty clearly. Now let's talk about the solution. The answer to all this digital friction has a name. It's called the Digital Employee Experience, or DEX for short. So what is DEX, really? Well, at its heart, it's all about how your people feel when they interact with your workplace tech. And it's not just about one app. We're talking about the whole shebang. Every digital tool they touch, from their first day to their last.
To make it less abstract, just think of DEX as a table standing on 4 legs. The first is performance. Are your tools actually fast, or is everyone waiting for a loading screen? Second is reliability. Do things just work, or are they constantly crashing? Third, you've got mobile technology. Can your team actually be productive on the go? And finally, collaboration. Are your tools bringing people together, or are they just creating more digital noise?
Okay, but why should the higher-ups really care about this stuff? Because, and this is the key, improving DEX isn't just a nice-to-have. It is absolutely a business-critical mission, and the payoff is huge.
First off, you get way higher engagement. I mean, it's just common sense, right? When the tools you have to use every single day are seamless and intuitive, you feel less frustrated. You feel empowered to actually do your job instead of fighting your computer.
And that feeling of empowerment, it leads directly to more productivity. Think about it. When you get rid of those tech roadblocks, people stop wasting time troubleshooting and start focusing on the work that actually matters, the stuff that moves the needle on profitability.
But here's where it gets really interesting. The benefits don't just stay within your company's walls. They spill over and create something huge: enhanced customer satisfaction. The experience you give your employees directly impacts the experience they give your customers.
And this isn't just a theory, it's backed by research. As this quote puts it so well, empowered, engaged workers naturally deliver better service, reinforcing customer trust and loyalty. It's a simple formula. How you treat your team is ultimately how your team will treat your customers.
Okay, so we're all on board with why DEX is a game changer. Now for the million-dollar question. How do you actually build a great one? Well, luckily, there's a clear 6-step blueprint you can follow.
This roadmap makes it manageable. Step 1, you start by mapping out employee journeys. You got to understand how people actually work day to day. Step 2, once you know that, you can set some real, measurable goals. Step 3 is a big one. Build a team with people from IT, HR, and the business side. Everyone has to be in the room. Step 4, go find the right tools for the job. But that leads to step 5, because great tools mean nothing if people don't know how to use them, so training is a must. And finally, step 6, you have to measure everything so you can see what's working and what needs to get better.
Now, of course, having a plan on paper is one thing. Making it happen in the real world, that's a whole different beast. So let's talk about what can go wrong and what the keys to success really are.
So, look at the two sides of this coin. Over on the left, you've got the project killers, a mess of fragmented tools that don't talk to each other, a culture that resists any kind of change, and leaders who just aren't bought in. To beat those, you need to focus on the right side. You need seamless integration, a design so intuitive it doesn't need a manual, the ability to personalize things, and, maybe most importantly, top-notch performance. Speed and reliability are not optional.
All of this brings us to our final, most critical point. Getting a handle on your DEX isn't just a good idea anymore. It is an absolute must-have if you want to compete in the future.
The bottom line is really this simple. In today's world, technology is everything. It is the main way we either empower our employees to do amazing things or hold them back. There's really no in-between.
And that really leaves us with one last massive question to think about for your own organization.
We all know AI is about to change everything about how we work. So you have to ask yourself, is your digital employee experience ready for what's coming next?